NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, presented by WinBet. WinBet is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds, WinBet has what you need to win. Sign up today. Bet $100, get $100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WinBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WINNBET. State restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by the College Basketball Experience. Yes, that's where I got my start. So if you need anything on college basketball, because it's March Madness going on, we actually have a game tipping off in T-minus 48 minutes. Tap into the College Experience. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Know me, know the voice, know the guy. It's me, really real, villain Routes Terrell from Junior here at your service. And got my guy Scott Studio right show with me. Scott, what's going on?
Nothing much. Looking forward to going through a pretty busy card since we have a lot of games to go through. We have 10 games, so it should be fun to go through each of them. Any takeaways you had from yesterday's action?
Yes, just the fact that we are, about, I don't know, a week or two since I took the Clippers to miss the playoffs, and they are now a total of 0-4.
Yep, pretty much. Westbrook got there. They haven't won a game since, and I'm not going to blame that on Westbrook entirely, but I'm at least pointing out that since Westbrook got there, they have not won a game. Another really, really awful second half performance, but on the bright side, at least it wasn't the fourth quarter this time. So at least they're moving up.
What was
in
it, a
quarters.
42-18? 42-18 third quarter?
42-16
16.
in
My
the
bad.
third
I
quarter. They got
apologize.
outscored 70-35 in the second half. 70-35. The Warriors doubled their points, and Steph Curry didn't even play in the second half. Is there anything more to add that you really need to say at that point?
Where's the guy that came out here and tried to say I was absolutely insane for even considering that the Clippers will miss the playoffs? Now, I don't feel as good about the Clippers missing the playoffs with the fact that the Lakers have essentially more than likely taken themselves out of it, but there's still a possibility that this hits. They are now the 7th seed.
I mean, they're going to go down swinging. LeBron officially is going to be reevaluated in 3 weeks, which is code word for he's out a month. So we'll see what happens. Not surprised. He said thought he heard something pop. It turns out it's a tendon injury. They don't want to risk it. I understand that point. The question is, can AD stay healthy? Because if he doesn't, this team is screwed. But if he keeps playing well, then, maybe they got a shot at it. The West is really just a circus right now from like the bottom. I don't even know. Let's just say the 5 seed and onward, 6 seed and onward. It's kind of just an absolute free for all at that point.
I mean, it's
The
a free
Clippers
for
really
all
could
after
miss.
2. After 2, it is a free for all. All of these teams are jam packed next to each other. So
all you need is for the Clippers to even get the 7. Just get in the play-in and
that's
then
it.
just go from there.
That's all I ask. Just be in the play-in. I have opportunity to hedge if I want to hedge. I have opportunity to green up and get plus money on whoever they're playing if I want to do that. Like, I have so many opportunities here sitting on this ticket. So I'm just like, yo, y'all keep doing your thing. Oh, Kawhi's sitting tonight. Perfect. That's all I need to hear. Yes, keep doing your thing. Really, honestly, keep doing it.
Just also want to point out here that I'm annoyed the Clippers wasted a Mason Plumlee legacy game, who had like 14 rebounds in the first half. I think he finished with 12 and 20, and it didn't even matter. Westbrook in his last 14 games as a starter, 0-14. Just going to throw that out there. Yeah, for me, it feels like the issue with the Clippers, besides the spacing concerns, which were on full display if you saw the photo of Draymond guarding Russ, or Draymond hovering around Russell Westbrook without actually guarding him because he can't shoot.
Hovering? I don't even know if that's.
I don't even know if I could use hovering, actually.
Like, he literally got,
Can I say
7-foot
like,
big man. He
yeah.
got
Can I say
7-foot big
orbiting?
man treatment at the top of the key. Like, that's really insane. That's
Can
really,
I say
really
orbiting?
insane.
Is that a fair way to put it? Like, I don't even know
I
how
mean,
to
like,
describe it.
I guess Pluto orbits around the sun, so I guess orbiting is actually a proper
I don't even
word.
think Ben Simmons got that level of disrespect on defensive coverages. It was a lot to take in. It was a lot.
No, I just don't. I would have shot it. I don't care. I don't care.
Believe me, the
I
Warriors would
wouldn't.
have wanted to shoot it too. So
I
you're on the same page
I
there.
don't
But
care. I
I
would have
want to
shot
point
it.
out though that for me the issue with the Clippers is simple. Their offense in the second half of games especially becomes too isocentric. They don't have enough actual plays that they draw up. A lot of it is just Paul George, you go, Kawhi, you go,
Hmm.
occasionally Norman Powell or Westbrook. But for the most part, it's just listen, you're going to dribble in the same spot for about 5 seconds. Then you're going to try to get to your spot and take a fadeaway jumper. And that's what they did the entire third quarter. They couldn't hit a shot. The Warriors killed them. And yeah, my main takeaway is just an awful offensive game plan in the second half of games. So many really bad isolation jumpers. That's their entire offense the entire second half.
I mean, you can just look at some of the numbers. Like as a team, they shot 36%, 20.9% from three. But
And
like,
Kawhi was even decent, like
yeah,
shooting the
Kawhi was
ball.
8 for
So
12. He was eight
yeah.
for 12 with 21. It's freaking Paul George sitting here 3 for 15. Russell Westbrook 3 for 12. Eric Gordon, who everybody thought
Can you explain to me how he started?
6 for 16. I
How
guess
did
it's just
Eric Gordon start yesterday?
it's the fact that they just want to keep Norman Powell coming off the bench, like
No, start Terrence
and
Mann. Like I don't care. Come on. He was 7 for 24 from the floor so far with the Clippers. They brought him in overtime against both the Kings and the Nuggets, and he was easily the worst player on the floor. And then your response is to put him in the starting lineup. Ty Lue, come on, you're better than that. Come on, Ty Lue. I know you just traded for the guy, but come on, you're better than that.
I mean,
At
I
least I
don't
hope
know,
you're better
yo.
than that.
I just be I'm just looking at the team and I'm just like, dog, like
They're
you're
frauds.
banking on an
I mean,
offensive night every single night. Like you're banking on offense just coming through every single night. And look, this is what happens when you can't score. You score 91 points, the other team scores 115 because you lost your defensive identity and you're banking on Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and now Bones Highland, Norman Powell. Like you're banking on all these really great offensive players to come save your ass every single night. And they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. One, because you don't have the offense for that. You never had the offense for that. You just were really, really good at defending. And now you're not good at defending anymore. So it's like, why am I even interested in this team?
I'm not interested in this team. I thought Westbrook wouldn't have this big of a negative impact so far, but he has. I'm not going to fully blame him for everything, though. But I got to point out that he has not been good with the Clippers because he turns the ball over a bunch still, takes some dumb shots. We saw the dumb fadeaway that he took against Minnesota when they were down 5 with like a minute to go. But for the most part, I just think this team is potentially a one and done team. I'd be shocked if they made it past the second round. I'm not sure they win a playoff series.
Well, according to me, I'm not even
They might
sure
not
they
even
get
get
the
that far.
opportunity.
According to
They
you, they might
might
not
not
even make it
even get
past the
the
play-in tournament.
opportunity.
So, just
That's what
saying.
I'm saying. Like, I don't know. It's just looking at this team. I don't look at them and be like, oh yeah, they're guaranteed to win a play-in game. Like they've lost. Have they lost to every single team that's in the play-in already?
It feels that way. I'll tell you that much. But you got to wonder if Zion will be back. You're not even sure which teams are going to be in the play-in at the bottom half because of how close the standings are. But we saw the Clippers lose out in the play-in last year. They've
Uh-huh.
definitely been familiar with that concept. So we'll see if they can avoid doing it again. But I have my doubts. And
And
as
if
for
you're
Golden
telling me,
State, good for them.
and if you're telling me I'm getting Utah as the 9 or 10 in a play-in, preferably as the 10, so they're underdogs the whole way through.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't know what to tell you. You guys are fucking screwed. You're screwed. All right. Let's talk about the games that are actually happening tonight. And let's see here. What's the first game that we have on the docket? We have, oh, we're starting off heavy. We're starting off heavy. Is this the first game? This isn't the first game. No, this is the first game. There we go. The Orlando Magic are playing the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets are a home dog in this one. A home dog of 4 points. Orlando laying for 225 and a half as the total. Now, that four has stayed true from open, but that total has dropped a total of 4 points. It had opened at 229. I don't know when I thought I'd see the day that a Charlotte's Hornets total was this low.
Oh, it's because their game against the Suns landed 196. So you're assuming it's a bit of an overreaction, but still. Defensively, they were
It
okay.
was a good spot too. That was a reverse line movement spot. Very good spot to catch that line.
Hornets were hovering the entire game. The Suns just did barely enough in the fourth quarter to cover. But the point is, the game was a rock fight.
Mm-hmm. All right. For Orlando Magic, Jonathan Isaac is out. And for the Charlotte Hornets, you're not going to see LaMelo. Cody Martin is out. And PJ Washington is doubtful with that foot injury that kept him out the last game as well. So expect to see Terry Rozier, Kelly Oubre, Gordon Hayward, Mark Williams, and I'm actually not certain who's going to play the four. It says Thor here, but it really could be a rotation of anybody. All right.
Whatever happened to Kai Jones? He did a reverse dunk in a game, and I haven't heard from him since. What happened to that guy?
I actually don't know. He's still on the team, I'm pretty sure, though.
He got recalled from the G League on February 25th. He actually has played the last couple of games. He's played at least 11 minutes in each of the last three. Hasn't done anything, but I was kind of just curious because he was the 19th pick in the 2021 draft, and they just don't use him, and they have no actual power.
I be trying to tell
depth.
people draft picks really don't matter, man. Like
Well, that's why teams keep giving up 5 second-round picks, and why they keep giving up like 3 firsts for DeJounte and whatever.
Draft picks do not matter in the NBA at all whatsoever. You literally just want that one transitional player, like that one great player. But other than that, everybody else is rather lukewarm in terms of immediate impact.
Especially nowadays, because half the people you're drafting spend 1 year in college, and they have to at least develop for a year or two.
Absolutely. Like there was some talk like, oh, is Evan Mobley really that guy? Look at Evan Mobley now. He looks like he's on the way up and unstoppable. But back to this game.
I'm going to lean to Orlando.
All right, I'm going to let you go first.
My thought process is pretty simple. I was going to keep fading the Hornets with LaMelo being out because that's how we made a decent amount of money this season. And they didn't cover against Phoenix. We gave them a run. We gave them a shot there. They definitely had an opportunity. They just got outscored by 8 in the fourth quarter, which allowed Phoenix to cover. But I can't look past the fact that Charlotte offensively, with LaMelo out, scored 91 points. Offensively, they're just not good. They don't have any options. When Oubre is taking 23, 24 shots, you know your team is absolutely screwed. And that's what happened in that Suns game. Orlando has not been great lately, but they've had moments. I mean, I'm not going to blame them for losing to Milwaukee, but they've kind of been alternating wins and losses. They're not good on the road, but they have won 2 of the 3 meetings. They won the only meeting this season in Charlotte by 6. I just think Orlando's the better team. And with LaMelo being out, and I'm not sold on the actual offense, at least I know Orlando has Wagner and they have Banchero. There's some pecking order in the scoring hierarchy. They know who's supposed to take most of the shots. Charlotte doesn't even have that anymore because Oubre is taking 20-plus shots a game at this point. So I'm going to go with the Magic here. Hopefully Banchero doesn't attempt any threes. I've been blindly taking his under half a three-pointer for the last couple of games. I think he's made 1 3-pointer since the beginning of February. He's like 1 for 37 or 1 for 38. It's something insane. But I saw that somebody posted it in the Discord. They took it again yesterday. It was plus 150. So if you've been blindly taking Banchero under half a three-pointer or just 0 threes, it's a plus price every game, and you've made a decent amount of money for yourself. We got to also keep taking Rozier turnovers, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah. That cashed like the first quarter. Like that was
so we're gonna take that as well. Yeah, Courtney mentioned that Banchero was 1 for 33 in the month of February, and I believe he went 0 for 2 in the last game against Milwaukee. So he's basically 1 for his last 35 from 3. It was plus 150 against Milwaukee. He was 1 for his last 33. Just saying, shop around and try to find something on some trend props because some guys go through shooting slumps. 1 for 33 is crazy.
1 for 33 during Black History Month is insane.
He went 0 for 2 after Black History Month too, so I don't even think you can use that as an excuse.
You lost a couple of days, like, oh man.
But yeah, Banchero's 3-point shot has vanished into thin air.
Okay, I'm gonna go the opposite way of you, and I'm gonna take Charlotte Hornets plus 4. And I think that their offensive woes last game kind of deter from the fact that they took a team that had, DeAndre Ayton, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, all in the starting lineup and held them to 105 points. That's pretty impressive. Like
Yeah,
we're
it's not
not,
bad.
yeah, that's very impressive. So you look, I could keep going. I mean, they're doing really, really good defensively the past few games. You have Detroit, who is a high volume offense. They kept them to 106, Miami 103, Minnesota 113, 110 to San Antonio. Like they've been playing some pretty solid defense and a lot better basketball recently. What is that? That snapped a 5-game win streak for them. So, and now, LaMelo's out, so I don't really want to bank on them offensively, but defensively, I think they can do enough to keep themselves in the game. And if I can get lucky with Gordon Hayward running the offense and able to get Kelly Oubre going, able to get Terry Rozier not to have one of those terrible offensive shooting nights, then I like the opportunity for them to keep this game close. Like I said, defensively, they've been really, really good. And you didn't help me at all telling me how bad Paulo Banchero was from three and looking at just how offensively, I mean, looking at defense of the Orlando Magic on the other side of the ball, they've been lukewarm. They're giving up 40% from three. They're giving up 50% from the field, 116 points per game. Like, if you keep giving the Charlotte team chances, they're going to hit you over the head eventually. So I'm going to take Charlotte +4. This line stayed true at 4 despite a lot of money coming in Orlando. I'm not getting any type of push to 4.5 or 5. It's a line freeze at this moment. I really, really like that. So, yeah, I'll take Charlotte +4.
I'm definitely with you on the under, but I see some props or some prices that were available for Banchero. I see somebody in the comment section mention that it's +155 on the no three-pointer. +155, he's won for his last 35. Just
I
saying.
mean,
There's a
yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
price out there. Now, of course, you might have a spot where, oh, I finally bet it and he hits one. Classic situation. But I got to at least point out the numbers here. +155 is such an insane price for a guy that's won for his last 35.
And if you would like
That's
any
crazy.
if you would like any help, Charlotte is 4th in the last 5 games in terms of opponents' three-point percentage at 29.7%.
So that's my favorite prop in the game, besides Rozier turnovers and all that other stuff. But I'm gonna keep talking about Banchero threes until he makes a 3-pointer in 2 straight games. I'm gonna keep talking about it.
Well, you know the blackjack trick. If you lose 3 straight hands, you get up from the table. So
Yes, you taught me that.
yeah, yeah. All right. Learned it from Sean Stacking the Money Green, my blackjack dealer, that my
It's a little bit
blackjack
different though,
trainer.
because when you lose in the blackjack table, you just move over to craps. Like you're still playing at the
Yeah,
tables, just
yeah,
a
we
different
do.
table. So
And maybe that's what Boncaro does. Maybe he loses the blackjack table at the 3 line and he moves over to craps and starts playing on the inside and scores a bunch of points. Like
he's
that
gonna
very
start
well could be
switching off
happening.
to the old-fashioned 3-point play, and that's how he's gonna, get by. But
All right. We both agree on the under. Let me see what the team total under is for the Magic. Uh Yeah, 114.5. They've only allowed this number once in the past 5. No, they haven't allowed this number in the past 5 games. Because what did I say? What did I say that did I say they had 114, the freaking Timberwolves?
yes, I
Yeah, they
believe
had
so.
113. So the
Yeah,
Timberwolves scored 113. So they haven't allowed this number in 5 straight games.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And,
let's
and
take that.
Orlando offensively, they only scored 101 against New Orleans, only scored 108 against Indiana, scored 108 against Detroit. Offensively, they've not been great lately. So yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
onto something.
Yeah, I really like that. All right, under 114.5 for the Orlando Magic on the road in Charlotte. I think we've hit props over the head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just
Are you going back
re
to Mark Williams or Wendell Carter? That's the only thing we ever really talked about.
dang, Kelly Oubre is up to 23.5.
He's not on either team, but okay.
Kelly Oubre?
Oh, sorry, Kelly Oubre. Sorry, I thought you said Olynyk. My bad.
I'm
I thought
like,
he said
what?
Olynyk. I'm like
I'm like,
23.
who?
I'm like,
Who's
well,
not on either team?
yeah. No, Oubre is a 20. I saw that and I was tempted by the under, but the shot volume against Phoenix was so crazy
No,
that I don't know if I could even take it.
I'm telling you, Kelly Oubre is gonna have like a 40 piece at some point.
At some
I'm
point,
telling you.
his 30 points prop is going to cash like a massive ticket because the volume is just
Oh,
tough
come
to
on.
ignore.
Terry and Oubre are both 9-1 to score 35.
Okay, 35 is a bit much. I'm curious what the three. What's the 30?
30, they're both 3-1,
Okay.
320.
At
320.
some point, that Oubre one's going to cash. I'm not sure if it's this game, but it's going to happen at some point.
You can at some point, like they're gonna rotate. They're gonna rotate. Both of them are gonna be scoring 30 because they have to. They have to. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna go back to. I really want to give out a Hornets prop. I'm gonna go back to Gordon Hayward over 5.5 assists plus 122. And I'm not gonna bank on trying to figure out which one of the two streaky guys has a really good day. And I'm gonna just hope that Gordon Hayward is the facilitator in all of this. So I'll take Gordon Hayward over 5.5 assists at plus 122.
Cool.
All right. Before we get into the next game on the slate, got to talk to you about the official online sportsbook of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and that is WinBet. WinBet has a whole bunch of live betting in a bunch of states, same game parlays, aka the win, build your own bet. You can get down on March Madness, NBA, NHL, XFL, and if you sign up today, you can receive a special offer. Bet $100, get $100, limited to state availability. And do not forget, if you hit the longest parlay of the week, highest odds, you get $1,000 free credit. So just make a crazy long parlay. Drop Charlotte money line in the parlay. Make a crazy long parlay. Put $1 on it. And if your parlay hits and you have the longest parlay of the week, then guess what? That's an easy $1,000 free credit you got right there. And then you can just take that and fade the Clippers whenever you like. So much to choose from. All you have to do is head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Offer subject change terms and conditions at winbet.com. Must be 21 order in present state where play through WinBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And we're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store because we have just in time for March 10% off when you spend more than $40. Use the code MADNESS, 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 and you can get 10% off of the merch store. And make sure you cop a first half unders t-shirt by my guy Jake. Make sure you definitely cop one of those. I think that we have different colors as well, so you can get the color scheme that you want and all that. But go tap into the first half unders t-shirt. All right, let's keep the train rolling here. And I have for the first one, next game up on the docket. This is a fun one. Brooklyn Nets going to play the Boston Celtics in Boston. Celtics are laying 11, opened up at 10.5. It is now over to 11. 227.5 is the total. That came up half a point as well. I can tell you everybody and their mother have bets on Boston today. Injury report for these two teams, and we have for the Brooklyn Nets, Edmund Sumner is out for personal reasons. Yuta Watanabe is out because of that back injury. Ben Simmons is shut down for the rest of the year as he tries to find a new team probably. And you have for the Boston Celtics pretty clean. Derek White's not on the injury report because of that neck injury. So you're getting a healthy Celtics team coming in here today. Now, are you laying 11 with them?
I think I actually am in the spot. As a Nets fan, they can't beat this team to save their lives. That they just can't do it. The Celtics team owns them. There's no other way to put it. Going back to the playoffs last year, which I was there for my team's funeral in Game 7. I mean, in Game 4 as they got swept. But I want to at least point out the head-to-head record of these teams lately. So, including the playoff series in which Boston swept them, the Celtics have won 9 straight. 9 straight. They played on February 1st, and the Celtics won by 43 points. I'm going with Boston here. The only concern is that they might choke away the cover again late like they did against Cleveland. But I have to at least point out that, I mean, the Nets get killed by this team every time. It's a mental block at this point. Boston's just a perfectly designed team to beat this team. And franchise mentioning that it is Tatum and Cam Johnson's birthdays. So Tatum's in line for a 40-piece today. I'm going with Boston. I know that the line seems large, but the Nets are getting run out of the building by half of these teams. The Knicks scored 80-something in the first half again. I'm just on Boston. I think they kill this team.
I mean, good luck. I wouldn't bet it, but good
So I said
luck.
9 straight. It was 10 straight. Celtics have won 10 straight against the Nets.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely did think it was a mental block with some members of that other team. This is a brand new team for the Nets. I'm not out here telling you to bet the Nets, but I'm definitely not out here telling you to bet Boston. I just think that after seeing the collapse of Boston -5 last
That was
game.
incredible. Shout out to New Orleans for hitting the logo 3-pointer.
After seeing the collapse of Boston -5 last game, and I, anything is on the table for this, and because you're getting 80% of the money both ways. Like anything is on the table. This is the highest bet game of the day. It's the highest bet game of the day, and everybody is on Boston. So good luck, but if there was ever a game to wake up, it would 100% be the game that you lost 10 straight to.
Yeah,
100 on the road,
I'm gonna read
laying
off.
11.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read off the point totals that the Nets have had against the Celtics, and this was with KD or Kyrie or both for most of these games. 96, 98, 92. That's the last three. 120, 106, 91. So they've scored less than 99 points in 4 of the last 7 meetings. They've scored less than 107 in 5 of the last the last 6. They've scored, less than 99 points in 4 of the last 6, and they've scored less than 107 in 5 of the last 6. Celtics defensively just clammed down on this team. So I'd potentially be looking at a Nets team total under if I wanted to pivot. But
Mm.
once again, I just think the Celtics are going to win this game. Until I see the Nets actually beat the Celtics, and based on how Jacques Vaughn has been unable to inspire much of an offensive repertoire with this team, not his fault because I don't have many shot creators off the dribble, but they don't really look great at this point offensively. I'm just going to stay away from this team. I think they might be in the play-in, and I have them to miss the playoffs, which I somehow have a miracle draw at. I need Miami to win games. Like Miami's killing me out here, but the
Oh, we
Nets
can
are
talk about that later.
the Nets are getting smacked. So I'm gonna go with Boston.
I'm not telling you to take Boston. I don't know. This is just a spot where all the stars align for Boston. Like literally everything makes sense on why you would bet Boston. 100% everything makes sense. I completely get it. I truly do. But I just know that I've seen these spots where you all have told me that this is a home run shot and they should get this done. And they somehow, some way don't get it done. So I'm really good. I'm really good on laying 11 with them. I'm straight. Uh what's their team total?
For the Nets or for the Celtics?
Celtics. Let me see.
Let me just pull this up.
Team total, team total, team total. Why is it always hard to find? I feel like that's the hardest thing. Okay, 119 and a half.
I'll read off the Celtics team totals for the last couple of games. 139, 109, 103, 126, 129, 126.
So is that 3 of 5?
Yeah. 4 of 5 over 125.
Hmm.
4 of 6 over 125.
And you got a team that but they just gave up 140 last game. And I was listening to the post game, and they all recognize the fact that they've been giving up a lot of points recently. So
They just can't guard Jalen Brunson. What do you have? 30 points in the first half of that game?
yeah, yeah. I thought he was going for 60.
He was going to, but
I
instead
thought
he
he was
got
going.
pulled because they were up by a lot. And Thibodeau gave him a smile. I haven't seen him smile in years. So it's a good Brunson's been.
I think I'll actually take Nets team total over. Yeah, I think I'll actually take Nets team total over because
Munaf wants me to read off what the Nets have allowed post All-Star break. So let me just read that off quickly. To go through the numbers for what the Nets have allowed since the All-Star break. 131, 129, 118, 142. But the
I don't.
118 was against Milwaukee. So there's
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
straight.
sure. Okay. I know
Nah,
Munaf wanted me to
man.
read that off, so there you go.
But I do. I don't know. When teams start to admit that their defense is really bad, that's when they come out and have a better defensive showing. But I don't think the Nets are. I think that there's a possibility that if this does go the way of a blowout, they still get over 107. I mean, come on, it's 107.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's 107 is really, really low, like comically low. And mm, nah, they get to 107. I'll take next team total over. They get to 107 because it's my guys Cam Johnson's birthday, so Cam Johnson's gonna get them over to 107. This is the day Cam Johnson gives me the game that I want.
Every
This
time
is
I
the
bet
day.
on Cam Johnson or watch him play, he's horrible. He's just one
No,
of
it's
those
okay.
guys for me.
No, but it's today. I'm telling you right now, it's today. Today's the
Yeah,
day.
it's his day. I just think Tatum's gonna have his day too for 40.
Oh
So
yeah,
just
yeah,
keep that
no,
in
no,
mind.
he will. He probably will. That's
Okay.
fine. I don't. That's fine. He probably will. But
You,
it's Cam
are you
Johnson.
having are you considering a birthday triple double shot with Tatum, or that's a little bit too crazy?
No, you. I feel like you have to because it's so hard to bet stars' birthday games because you don't be getting like the best number.
My
Although
concern
Tatum,
is if Tatum gets pulled because they're up by a lot again. But I mean, the
although
rebounds have been
Tatum,
there lately.
Tatum, 40 plus is 7-1. That's very okay. So we're gonna throw that into the birthday. All
Jake,
right,
I
hold
know
on.
that
So we're
Cam went
having a
off last
birthday.
game. I didn't bet him last game. When I bet him, he's terrible. He's like the Vucevic play. Jake, I did not bet Vucevic rebounds that time. You can't even blame me there. I did not bet him, and he was
Okay,
horrible that game. That was not
let's
me.
let's make a birthday pot of gumbo here. So in the birthday pot of gumbo, we're gonna throw Tatum 7-1 for 40 plus in there. Should we get the 35 at plus 250 in there too?
Wait, 35 for who?
Tatum plus 250. We should throw that in there too, right? If we're
I
playing
thought you just
40, we
said you
should play
wanted
35.
40.
Yeah, but I mean, we're making a birthday gumbo, so you just throw a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah,
And
but if you
so
throw in 40 and 35, the odds on 35 get voided because he has to score 35 in
no, I'm
order to
not
get
making a
40.
parlay. I'm just putting
I thought you wanted a birthday part.
individualized
I
bets
thought you said
in.
parlay.
No, just a pot of gumbo. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, it's a pot. Like there's a lot of ingredients in the pot. I thought you meant that you wanted to
But you
make like
don't need all the ingredients to hit to make money. You're gonna enjoy it if you get a little bit of the sausage, if you get a little bit of the pepper. Like you're gonna enjoy. Okay, whatever. I'm not explaining this
so
anymore.
you
All
wanted to
right,
make
so
a
we're
gumbo and have half the ingredients be good. That's what you're
okay.
telling me?
So
That sounds like a
we're
parlay to me. Maybe I'm on my
no,
own. That
it
sounds like a
doesn't.
parlay.
You're not getting it. I'm not gonna explain it anymore. Okay, so we're
I
throwing.
understand what you're saying. I'm just saying the way you phrased it, I think that sounds more like a parlay to me, but
All
because
right,
there's a pot in there, you know?
no.
Gotta let it marinate. All the flavors coming together. All that stuff.
All
Whatever.
right, Jason Tatum's triple doubles at 14-1. We're gonna toss that
That's
in
actually a
there.
terrible price.
It
That's such
is.
a horrible price for Tatum triple double. It's so bad.
Especially with wait, Marcus Smart's playing in the game. Why is this 14? It's 14-1 and Marcus Smart is
It's a
playing.
terrible price. Tatum triple double with Smart and company being back should easily be like north of 20-1, especially with the potential
Tatum's
blowout
numbers are
factor here.
actually his numbers actually suck. He's even money for a double double
Yeah, I'm out on the triple double.
With Robert Williams and Al Horford and Jalen Brown, all really good rebounders in the lineup.
Yeah, I'm out on Tatum triple double. The those odds
Okay.
are bad. I was hoping it would be closer to like 30-1. You know,
Okay, so
something generous.
we're gonna sub out his triple double for 5 plus made threes at plus 360.
Okay, that I can get behind.
So he gets the 5. All right, Cam Johnson.
You want
We're gonna
points or
throw.
threes
I'm
for
trying to
Johnson?
decide. I don't know. Oh man, do we want points or threes? What's Boston against? I feel like they've been pretty lackluster against the three
So to read off
recently.
the points for Johnson, 33, 19, 27, 10, 18. So he's been better lately.
Yeah, okay, we're
Three-point
gonna take the
attempts
points.
lately. These are attempts. 11, 5, 8, 8, 10, 6, 8.
We're taking the points.
He had 7 made threes last game if you want to go with the hot hand. But
Okay, we're gonna take the points. So we're gonna throw his 20 at plus 180. 180, really? I can't get more than that. All right, fine. Plus 180 for 20, and I'll throw 650 for 25. What? A blowout game and Cam Johnson just gets looks? I'll definitely take that. Okay.
I think he gets pulled in most blowout games because he starts, but who knows?
Okay. So those are all individualized bets. Now, if you want to parlay Tatum for 40, Cam Johnson for 20, and Tatum to make 5 threes, that is 100-1.
Tempting.
No, that's 25 for kids. Johnson. So Tatum 40, Johnson 25. Tatum to make 5 threes, 100 to 1. That's very plausible.
It is. Makes sense.
Okay, so we're laddering Tatum points, we're laddering Cam Johnson points. I am taking the parlay with Cam Johnson for 25, Tatum for 40, and Tatum for 5 plus 3s at 100 to 1.
Cool.
Got it. Whew. All right. This could be great. Let's see here. All right. Any other props besides the two birthday guys?
I was tempted by something Robert Williams related because he just owns the Nets every time they play. The blocks have been a bit slow lately for him. He had a crazy run of blocks against this team. The last two games, though, he's only had one, but his
Uh,
block number is 1150363 against the Nets, not including the playoff games where he's had a couple of really big performances there. I don't think I have much. Maybe Horford under for points because that's been just a cash cow all season long. But I
mhm.
don't think I really have much here. Bridges points is tempting. The threes didn't get there last time because he only attempted two of them for some reason.
He made one in
But
like the first few minutes.
it was such a bad beat for him not to get there. But uh, I'd probably consider leaning to Dinwiddie under. I think his number's at like 18 and a half. He hasn't really
Mhm.
been that aggressive offensively lately. I think that number's a bit high, but I don't really see much per se. Do you? I feel like we kind of cover. I don't see much because once again, the Boston could have won by blowout, so I'm not exactly sold on many player props in this game.
Mm,
Claxton under maybe because Claxton's kind of been horrible offensively lately.
no, I'm good. I have too much action going on in Boston Celtics already.
All right.
All right. Next game on the slate, we have the Portland Trailblazers on the road going to play the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks are laying 7.5 currently. 240.5 is the total injury report for these two teams. And we have for the Atlanta Hawks, Trey Young probable with the groin injury. Looks like he's gonna go play. And for the Trailblazers, you have Anthony Simons, that ankle, he's doubtful. You have, yeah, that's pretty much all that really matters. You know, Nurk and Justice Winslow are on IR right now. So looks like you'll see the standard lineup that's been going for the past few games. Dame, Matisse Thybulle, Cam Reddish, Jeremy Grant, and Drew Eubanks.
Can you have a revenge game for a player of the month? Does that exist? Can you have
If it
that?
does, I'm not tracking it. I would completely understand why Dame feels like he needs to go out here and drop. I mean, I don't know. Averaging 40 on 50, 40, 90 is pretty insane.
I understand the record is not very good for Portland this month, but he scored 71 points in a game, and he had, he averaged 40.
Yeah, like that's like I completely understand why he would be upset.
I think he
But
should. I mean, if you want to also include some of the exhibition stuff, he also won the 3-point contest. Does that factor into
oh
player
my
of the
god,
month? I
does
don't
that
know.
go? Yeah, he did. He did. And he hit the game winner in
And at
All-Star
the
game.
game winner
Come
in the All Star
on.
game,
Oh
I
my
don't know.
gosh.
I understand.
Dame got
I'm a fan
cheated.
of Jokic winning MVP. I've mentioned it for months, but at the same point, player of the month, the average 40, you should get it automatically. Like I don't know how
Like
you
that's
don't
it.
get it averaging 40. That's a bit
And
crazy.
somebody, I think, our guy, the only guy that's in the chat that likes Colorado teams. I don't think there's anybody else in the chat that likes Colorado teams other than him. But he dropped his stats on Twitter for me, and that he had triple double, and I'm just like, okay. I looked at it, and
I
I'm
get
like,
that he had a triple double
"Th-
and everything, but like
but
he
that's
averaged 40.
40 on 50% from the field as a guard, like." And then he said, and then he added that Jokic was 50% from three, and I could count the number of threes he took on one hand for last month. Oh my god, no man, that is
I'm a
insane.
big Jokic guy, and I'm picking him to win MVP. But player of the month should have been Lillard. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. 40 is prime Kobe territory. That's like prime Michael Jordan.
It's really
I have to give him the award.
for an entire month. Oh man, okay. Um, are we just fading Portland?
Of course.
Yeah,
The only
I just think we're
counterpoint would
fading
be
Portland.
that the Hawks once again have a hard time of actually defending anybody, and you might worry about them blowing a lead late. I love the over in this game. I just see points. I think Trey Young and Lillard put on a show. If Lillard goes for 50, I would not be surprised. Let's put it that way. But I like the over in this game. I think I am going to lean to Atlanta. They were in good form after they fired McMillan or after he left, or however you want to phrase it. Recently, they've kind of come back down to earth, but the
I'm
offense has
telling
still
you,
been good.
last game was just a pure letdown spot. There's no way a guy walks into the building and gets a win. Just walks in the building and gets a win. There's no way.
Yeah, Beal put the team on his back. They were missing Porzingis and Beal at 37, but offensively they've been good. Defensively they haven't been. Portland, you tried to talk me off of them last episode against the Pelicans, and I kind of like half caved at the end. But they gave up 121 points to a team that was struggling to score on a regular basis.
I
Portland
told
is
you,
so
man.
bad.
It was a really good spot.
Yeah, Portland is so bad. I'm on the over. I mean, the first meeting this season landed 254. I just see a bunch of points. The over is my favorite play, but I am going to lean to the Hawks in this spot.
Yeah, no, I'm not leaning with the Hawks. I'm locking up the Hawks at -7.5. I'm sorry. The rest of this team outside of Dame is really, really bad right now. Like really, really bad right now. Comically bad. And well, maybe I shouldn't lock it up because Cam Reddish can have a game today, and he very well may have a game today. Okay, I won't lock up the Hawks at 7.5, but I'm taking the Hawks at 7.5 for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. And I'm looking at everybody betting Portland.
I'm trying to remember, Trey didn't even play in that game, right? That landed 254. I don't think Trey played in that game.
I actually don't know, so I can't say.
Well, DeJounte Murray had 40 points, so I'm assuming that Trey didn't play. Yeah, Trey did not play. Trey did not play in that game, and it still went over. So I'm on the over here. Lillard had a casual 42 in the last meeting.
Yeah, Lillard might actually go for 50.
I think he might go for 50. So, I mean, his points prop is at like 37.5. So it's not a hot take, but that's where I'm leaning.
This is freaking hilarious, man. Like, what is this game? Yeah, no. Atlanta really good at home. Portland not that good on the road. It's pretty easy handicap there. Going into the player prop section of this, yeah, I'm all over Cam Reddish. I'm just gonna go with the narrative that Cam Reddish comes back into Atlanta and has a good game.
And what is that number at?
I don't see him.
Okay.
I don't see him listed. So I think he's for the most part.
Is he a bench player?
No, he starts.
That's what I thought. So I'm surprised that there's not a line out.
I think it's because they're trying to see what happens with Simons, and is Simons gonna, end up playing or not? When it looks like he's doubtful, he's not gonna play.
I don't think Simons gonna play.
I think it's gonna be at like 12.5 for I think it's gonna be at like 12.5 for Reg today, which will give me plus money on 15, which is all I really want.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Next game on the slate, we have who's next?
We have 2 games left for this half, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to do a read.
Oh no, because because we got to talk about Talkify. I mean, we're talking about Atlanta, and I don't know if anybody's been to Atlanta, but the dating scene in Atlanta is really, really hard. And so might slide down there and pass off to my guy Trey Young. Talkify.
Is that common knowledge that dating life is difficult in Atlanta? Is that common knowledge?
Not for everybody, but those who there's people who 100% get what I'm saying, and they're like, "Yes, he's talking." Like, yeah, there's some people that know what I'm talking about. So
I watched the show Atlanta, so there's that. I think Paperboy was single the entire show. So
yeah,
you ever watch the show?
Yeah, no, I like Paperboy.
Good show.
I like Atlanta. I haven't seen the newer seasons of Atlanta.
I wasn't a big fan of season 3, but I thought that overall the show is still very solid.
Yeah, I need to tap back in. One of the funniest scenes in TV history is coming from Atlanta when they were in the jail. And
oh, it's a good one. Oh, that's a classic one.
All right, we're talking about Talkify though, and we have the bachelors of SGPN, and I also have to let the other listeners who maybe didn't catch Sean and Ryan's show, let's let them know the SGPN challenge. So Sean and Ryan have put out a challenge to the network of anybody who is single and signs up from the network and uses Talkify and gets their first date, they will cover the bill of the first date. So that's a company man for you right there. That's a company man. Noah is interested. I think Noah already signed up. I think he signed up and made his account while they were talking. I think he was doing it while they was talking. So
The deal is
I
added pressure though, because if they're going to cover the bill, that means you got to fly out your first date to Vegas for March Madness. That's a bit of a
Oh,
stretch.
100%. Oh, 100%. You definitely got to make. Hey, our first date is in Vegas.
Just saying, if that offer's on the table, scammers get scammed. Like
Yep.
I'm gonna find a
Hey,
way to make it worth my
that's
while.
what I'm
Just saying,
saying. They
just
they
saying.
s- they they didn't say any parameters. They didn't give you a limit. They didn't do anything. They just said, "Hey, if you're on the network and you're single and you get a date from Talkify, they will cover the bill of the first date." So,
What's the expression? Donate the player, hate the game.
yep,
Yeah,
100%.
just saying.
So, we are all using Talkify here. You all should use it. They have a really, really great algorithm. Their matchmaking service is one of the best in the country. And you get the chance to select and screen potential match candidates, do background checks, video interviews, and you get to ask the tough questions that are just too kind of awkward and weird for a first date. So, Talkify is committed to finding your perfect match. 80% of clients met their person in the first 12 matches. Right now, if you tap in with Talkify, they are giving our listeners 20% off at talkify.com/SGPN. That is talkify.com/SGPN, TAWKIFY.com/SGPN. All right, let's go ahead and knock out another game here. We have who wants to be next? Oh, no, no, no. We're gonna
We have
save
your
them for
team and we have
we're gonna
Caden.
save them for part
So
two. So we're going to the Phoenix Suns at the Chicago Bulls. Phoenix Suns are laying 3.5 right now. Open up at 6 is down to 3.5. 222.5 is the total injury report for these two teams. And you have for the Phoenix Suns. Terrence Ross is questionable with the toe injury. Landry Shamet is still on IR.
can't believe that
Don't
Terrence Ross and Landry Shamet are worth 3 points to a point spread. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. There's nothing on here that says Kevin Durant is not playing. We know he's on a minutes restriction, but there's nothing on here that says he's not playing. So for the Chicago Bulls, they're pretty much healthy except for, the same people that haven't been seen all season at all whatsoever. So I mean, does somebody know something we don't know?
It appears that way, but I know we both gave out Detroit last game against Chicago, and Chicago won the game. However, they almost
They
blew
didn't
what,
cover.
like a 15-point lead in the
They
fourth
didn't
quarter?
cover.
It was bad.
They
It
didn't
was
cover.
bad. And the
They
only
didn't cover.
I
That's for
think they would have
sure.
won the game anyway, but Jaden Ivey pulled a Chris Webber and they lost the game at that point because he called the
Oh
timeout.
my
They didn't have any.
gosh, dog. Do you know how sick I
It was so
was?
sad because they came all the way back
Dog,
too. It was
they
tragic.
yeah, they could have
But
tied. I just knew they were gonna tie it and send it overtime. And
the
now I
point
had
is,
a
the Bulls had the game wrapped and they still almost blew it. So I still don't trust this team late in games. I'm on Phoenix. I'm not going to overthink this. It could be an easy trap, but if it's a trap, I'm dead, in the words of my co-host. So I'm going to go with Phoenix.
yeah, I'm not falling for the trap. I'm taking Bulls plus 3.5. They're at home. Come on, they're at home. This is a get up game. And look, Phoenix is above 500. We take the Bulls when they play teams above 500.
You know what this game means, by the way? We have a Chris Paul Patrick Beverly game.
Oh, is it really? Oh my God, it is. Oh, who's refing? Who's the ref?
That's a great follow-up
Holy
question.
crap!
The refs for this game are going to be I don't see it announced yet, so that's unfortunate. But keep an eye on it. If it's Foster, then everything I said is voided. Maybe that's why. Maybe Foster's refing. But
um, I see Kirkland, Goebel, and Wood. No, no Foster.
okay.
I feel like
Beverly
Scott
though, 10
Foster.
rebounds, 10
Why do I
assists
feel like
last game.
Scott Foster only refs like one game a month until playoff time, and then he's ironically in every single game going forward?
I think he only refs playoff games. Like I
No,
don't remember a single
I
regular
think he.
season game that I noticed him at all
I remember
season long.
seeing him one game, and I feel like that was like a month ago. I
It was
feel
a
like I
national
only
TV
see.
game. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't seen him. Was it the LeBron Kareem game? Maybe.
no, I think it was the LeBron. No, that wasn't. No, no, no,
It
that wasn't
wasn't?
him. That
Okay.
was
Point
another.
is, I haven't seen his
Oh,
name that much lately, but
yeah, I have seen him. I've seen him. I just can't remember what game I've seen him, but I've seen him. It's only been one. He only does one game a month. All right. Yeah, no, I'm taking the Bulls.
okay.
Total sitting at 223. Came up half a point. Well, no, not half a point. Came up a full point from 222.
I'm gonna write in a prop for people at WinBet to add for us. Can you add Beverly technical foul in this game?
That'd be nice.
It would be free against Chris Paul. That's free if
He
a
might
book
get
offers
ejected.
it.
He might get ejected.
Yeah, he might.
All right. Ew, no. I don't really like the total. I don't have a feeling. Maybe the over.
I'm gonna lean under just based on how Phoenix looked in the first game. Offensively, they didn't look great. Defensively, they looked very good. Could be because Charlotte's not very good, but still, I think I'll lean under. But I am gonna lean to Phoenix. Once again, I just don't trust the Bulls late in games. I have a hard time laying a short number when I don't trust the team's ability to hold double-digit leads with like 8 minutes to go. So I'm gonna lean to Phoenix.
All right. And any props that you like in this one?
Um,
Some people
Kate,
call it a really good beat on that KD under. Some people call it a really bad beat on the KD under.
I was gonna ask, do you think that KD gets an extra couple minutes here, or do you think they're gonna keep him at the same number that he had last game?
No, I think it's the same number. It's just how efficient is he going to be at that number?
I'm asking because he played 27 minutes, but he went 10 for 15, so he shot 66%. If you don't think that's sustainable, I guess you're leaning under. I mean, it probably is sustainable because he's
Nah, I
Durant.
think it is sustainable. Yeah,
But you
I
get my
think that's
point. Like
sustainable.
that, it comes down to efficiency. If you're expecting him to play 27 minutes,
Book woke up last game finally after me hammering Book for like 3 games. So I'm going to just hope that he continues to go. I'd rather take Devin Booker over 24 and a half.
yeah,
And do you just take both big men? Because neither one is going to defend each other.
I think Vucevic might have a bad game. Historically, he's actually been pretty bad against Phoenix. I think Ayton has a good game.
Okay. All right. You sold me. Okay. I'm on Ayton. All right. That's it. I don't have anything else. We're going to go ahead and head over to part 2 now. So if you're listening to part 1, just slide over to part 2. If you're on YouTube, do not go anywhere because we are switching right about now. And we're back with part 2 of the NBA Gambling Podcast. Moving on to the next game of the slate. And, got to start with my guys. The New York Knicks laying 3 against the Miami Heat on the road in Miami. Laying
I think you
3,
mean the
215 is
surging
the
New
total.
York Knicks.
Oh, they've been past surging. It's been past surging. Now they're 10 games above 500. Like
They're
that's
undefeated
pretty.
with Josh Hart.
Yeah, they are undefeated with Josh Hart. I forgot that. All right. What's that? So Knicks laying 3, 215 is the total injury report for these two teams, and we have for the New York Knicks clean. So they're healthy and they're on a winning streak. And you have for the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler's questionable, Kyle Lowry and Jovic and Yurtseven all on IR. So actually, this is a relatively clean injury report for the Miami Heat, which is crazy. I mean, it's easy for me. I don't know how easy it is for you, but it's very, very easy for me doing this one.
You keep fading the Knicks out of principle, but they keep winning. I'm going with the Knicks. I had them against
Do
the
I keep
Nets.
fading them out of principle, or is it? I've only
It's a
faded them
reverse
twice in
jinx
the
mixed
past.
with
I only
principle.
faded them twice in the past couple of games.
I
I've
like
only
half
faded them twice in
teasing,
the past
but
couple of games.
I'm going with the Knicks. I'm not going to overthink this. I was on them against the Nets. They won comfortably. This team's won, as I said before, 7 straight. I'm just looking at the Heat, and I'm really not impressed. Yes, I know they beat the Sixers in that one game. Then they got buried by the Sixers without Embiid, which has actually happened a lot the last couple of years, where Embiid sits and Philly just dominates anyway. But Miami's really not been good lately. And I acknowledge they're at home, so maybe that'll help, but I can't fade the Knicks. This team is surging. They're playing really, really good basketball. They're the second hottest team in the league behind Milwaukee. They've lost 5 of their last 6. I'm just on the Knicks. I'm not going to overthink this. I know the Heat historically have given the Knicks problems, so that could be why this line is a bit short, but I'm going with the Knicks, and I like the under in this game.
Nah, I'm still gonna do it. You make good points, and Knicks are playing really good, but catching the Heat is a home dog. Like you don't get that too often, and that's a
Really, you're
spot
fading
that
the
they're
Knicks
really
again.
good at.
I didn't see that
Yeah.
coming. I'm shocked,
Well, after making so many cash betting them and the couple of missteps that we have. Now, I will say the 2 times that I fade the Knicks during this streak, that I can remember were the Nets both times and Atlanta, and they blew all three of those games out. So I might actually put something on on the Knicks to blow them out, and then on my regular Miami bet, I got plus money both ways. But no, I'm going Miami here. I think that this is. I mean, come on. Miami owns New York, like as a team. The Knicks have not beaten Miami three times in a row since 2008.
That's
Like
actually crazy. That's
2008,
so
they play
wild.
four times a season. Four
Yeah.
times a season since 2008, they have not beaten the Knicks three times in a row.
They
Like
won
they,
the first meeting by 2 about a month ago, but that
Mhm.
game came down to the wire as well. That game landed 210, by the way, so I'm going to lean to the under.
Yeah, and then you have, I think it was like last season where the Heat were sitting a bunch of people and the Knicks got a win there. So they're currently on a 2 game win streak against the Heat, but this doesn't happen often. I just I just know as a team, it doesn't matter how good the Knicks are or whatever they have going on for them this season. Miami typically beats the shit out of them. And I'm gonna just go ahead and back that again here. You got the Thibodeau versus Butler matchup, so hopefully Butler's playing with a little bit more energy. I know this team just talked about they're tired of losing games, and then they came back home and lost another game. And by the way, if you own Miami season tickets, you really got to be hating yourself. They are such a bad home team. Like they're a really, really bad home team that you got to be hating life. But
Their
this time they're
record at
catching
home is
points.
okay. Their ATS record's not good. So,
Yeah. Well, okay, maybe. So maybe you're feeling a little bit better, but 2-1 on the season as a home underdog. I like them catching them as home underdogs rather than them laying points in any situation at all whatsoever. So I'm gonna continue with that trend and go with Miami Heat +3 here.
yeah, for the record, the Heat are 19 and 11 straight up at home. But the Knicks in that game where they
Oh,
won by
19-11. I
2,
like that.
I have to mention in that game, Brunson did not play, and RJ Barrett had a 30 piece. If you're giving up a 30 piece to RJ Barrett in 2023, I'm not picking you to win this game. I'm going with the Knicks.
I wonder what RJ's line is tonight.
I think it was short. I think it was around like was it 17 and a
Oh, it's
half?
16 and a half
It
now.
was 16 and a half. Okay. I knew it
So it
was
was
around
17
there.
and a half last time. It's 16 and a half now. They keep dropping it thinking that I'm not gonna take it. And I'm probably gonna take it. Where's Josh Hart? That is you bastards. They
Eric
don't
can't
have
even
Josh Hart.
complain about his diminished role because they keep winning.
Yeah, you really can't.
That's a big reason why they keep winning. I said they should have given him less shots for months, and they finally did, and they've been winning a bunch of games.
They don't have Josh Hart's number up. Whenever they post Josh Hart, we're just going to back Josh Hart again. Josh Hart's getting like everything.
Yeah, for Hart, I'd probably pivot more to like steals and like rebounds. He's been very good in that area. Mitchell Robinson double-double, I've mentioned a couple of times. That cashed again against the Nets. If you want to go back to that well, you can get that at plus 285. It's a pretty solid price.
Hmm.
285.
Yeah, Mitch Robinson just said he was the best. He was the
Center in New York.
best center in New York. Yeah, and you know what? He might not be lying.
No, Claxton has not played well lately, so I'm not gonna.
He might not be lying. All right, I am good on that note. 215 is total.
I'm on the under. These teams always have physical wars and they kill each other, so I'm on the under. And the
Yeah.
Knicks want to run, but Miami will do whatever they can to prevent these teams from running. And then you got a Thibodeau versus Spoelstra fourth quarter, which might have like 42 combined points. I'm on the under.
Yeah, I'm on under. Pretty simple for me. All right. Next game on the slate, we have the Utah Jazz going to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. This line opened up -3 Utah, but guess what? -1 OKC. 231.5 is the total. That's come down 3 points from 234.5. Injury report for these two teams, and we have for the Utah Jazz. Jordan Clarkson is out. That's probably where that line movement is coming from. Colin Sexton, is on IR. And we have for the OKC Thunder, SGA, health and safety protocols. He's still out. Other than that, pretty smooth for the OKC Thunder. This line did exactly what I wanted it to do. So
I'm on Utah.
it's pretty simple and easy. You're taking the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, I'm taking Utah anyway. I said that I thought the Lakers would cover against the Thunder despite missing LeBron because the Thunder can't guard anybody. And the Lakers scored north of 120. It's been a common theme for the Thunder lately. I'm on Utah. They just lost to the Spurs. They have to give a better effort than that. I think they're going to have a nice bounce back performance here. And they're going to dominate the glass. We just saw that in the last meeting. went to overtime, but Utah won every rebound in the overtime period. I think Kessler and Markkinen and everybody's in line for a double double or for them to go over the rebound props. The
Yep.
rebounding disparity is going to be huge in this game. I'm on the I'm just going to go with Utah. I'm not going to overthink this.
No, it's super easy here, guys. Like it's super duper easy here, guys. You just take Utah as a dog. Like that's it. You get Utah as a dog. Yes, there's no Jordan Clarkson. That's really just gonna open things up a lot more
No Sexton
for
either. So
yeah. And watch out for Abaji. Watch out, he come in here and he might get hot from three. I think I might actually end up taking his threes today. But
I would only take his threes. I wouldn't take points because I think he's just only going to shoot threes on this team.
yeah,
But
I wouldn't waste time points either. He's a 40% 3-point shooter though. So
yeah,
all right. Uh 22-8-1 as a dog. If you're not following along with this, I'm pretty sure everybody saw Utah as a dog and just instantly went and bet Utah. And if you didn't, you are late to the party. Next game on the docket, I'm on under two. Uh,
uh, I think I'm going to lean over because the Thunder really don't guard anybody. But I don't have a strong opinion. But I'll lean over.
all right, next game on the docket, we have the Memphis Grizzlies going to play the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets are laying 5. That opened up at 6, now down to 5. 234 is the total. That's come up a point and a half from 232.5. Injury report for these two teams, and you have for Memphis clean. Only thing is Steven Adams is still out. And for the Denver Nuggets, Aaron Gordon's probable, Michael Porter Jr. is probable, and that's really all that really matters. So you should see a pretty full supporting cast from both of these two teams.
Do you consider this a revenge game after Memphis was up like 30 in the first 2 quarters against Denver about a week and a half ago?
I mean, I think my only concern here is that Memphis is really good defensively, man. Like out of everything, like out of all the woes that Memphis has had over the past few weeks or so, defensively they still been pretty solid.
Yeah. I'm going to
Mm,
lean to Denver in this one. Memphis
okay.
still not good on the road. I mean, they are 12 and 18 straight up on the road, which is awful. Nuggets are 28-4 at home. We know how good they are at home. But Jokic has still done well against this team. I mean, you're looking at how badly the Nuggets played as a whole. They just no showed the game. For me, I'm gonna go with Denver. I just think five's too short for a team that's 28-4 at home against a team that's below 500 on the road. So give me the Nuggets -5. This line seems a little bit low.
Mm, I don't think this is the blowout that it was
I don't
in
think it's a
Memphis,
blowout, but I think Denver wins by like 10.
but I think I'm gonna lean. My tiebreaker just keeps going back to that Memphis defensively. Like they're one of the top 5 teams defensively in the past 5 games. Even before the All-Star break, when they were losing a bunch of games, they were still playing pretty solid defensively, and it's a lot of testament to Jaren Jackson Jr. being able to hold down the interior of the paint and Dylan Brooks and those guys being able to help lock things down on the exterior. I think Jokic is still going to have a really good game in this one, but I can see Memphis keeping this, having a lead. I can really, really see them having a lead and blowing it towards the final minute or so of the game, to be honest, and end up losing by like 2 or 3 points. So I'm gonna go with Memphis +5.
Okay.
But I don't think I want to lay. I don't think I want to sprinkle on the money line of Memphis today. I really can see Denver just somehow because they win games. Denver continues to win games. I can never take that from them. They continue to find ways to win games even when they're difficult. So uh, I don't think I want to sprinkle on Memphis on that money line, but I do think that this is like a similar to that Boston Celtics spot, and Memphis just covers somehow, some way late in the game.
I'm just gonna take Denver at home, laying a pretty short number.
All right, 234 is the total.
I think I'm gonna lean under in this one. Each of the first two meetings ended up landing in either the 190s or 200s. I think this total is way too high. I'm gonna take the under.
Yeah, I'm going under as well. Like I said, Memphis is really good defensively. I think that they'll be able to hold uh Denver down for the most part. I think I like a first half under even more than the full game. What's the first half number? It's one almost at 115. Sorry, it's decent. But I think Memphis just they've been good defensively, and Denver not a train wreck like on the other side of the ball as you would think they would be. They're really not a train wreck on the other side of the ball. I could see this being one of those really contested Western Conference games where both of these two teams, national TV, filling each other out, kind of a slow barn burner. Hopefully, not a lot of fouls. Yeah, I'm good. I'll go with the under 234 here.
Are we in agreement if Memphis wins this game, Ja just goes for like 35?
Yeah, yeah.
That might be a player performance double you can be tempted by if you think Memphis wins this game. Because I really just think Ja is going to have to go nuts against this team if they're going to win.
Yeah, I really can't. That's the thing about them offensively. I really don't trust anybody else to
No, they're
consistently
terrible in the
run
half
the.
court. And
Yeah,
Bane's been good, but he hasn't been as good
but
lately.
it's because the defense gets them a lot of transition buckets
Yeah.
that they be running the score up on people. All right, let's see what.
Bills is mentioning Nuggets first quarter. That's not going to get an argument for me. We know how good the Nuggets have been in the first quarter
Oh
this
yeah,
season.
I like that. I like that. Good reminder on that one. Although I will say that I don't know what they do on the road, but Memphis is a pretty good first quarter team as well. Plus 720 for Ja 35 plus in Memphis to win. Well, of course I would sprinkle on
I
that. Like
mean, worst case is throw it in a long shot parlay.
yeah, like
Not a
what?
gumbo parlay though, because those don't exist. But throw it in a long shot
No.
parlay.
Yeah, no. Cause gumbo, you can eat different points. And gumbo, I would say more to like a round robin. You can have different parts of the gumbo and it'd be good. Like
Okay.
you don't have to like everything in the gumbo, but all right. Let's see here. Next game on the slate. We have who is up next? The New Orleans Pelicans are traveling to Golden State to play the Golden State Warriors. Warriors are laying 4.5 here. 230.5 is the total. That's come up a lot. 3 points actually from open at 227.5. Pelicans are see Jonas Valanciunas is doubtful. That's big. And you still have Larry Nance, Jose Alvarado, and Zion Williamson all on IR. And for the Warriors, you're not really going to know anything. They just played last night. Andrew Wiggins is still out for personal reasons. Hope everything is good with him. And maybe or maybe not, you see Andre Iguodala
I see
pop in this
Wiggins is
game.
questionable, so maybe
Okay,
he plays. So we'll see, but I don't think
yeah,
he will. But keep an eye on it.
all right.
I'm on Golden State. I'm not going to spend much time here. Golden State has been really good lately. They were really good at home. I can't believe the Clippers were laying 3 points. I think it was 4 when the game closed, and I mean that's just the Warriors are 26-7 at home. Like what are we doing here? New Orleans is horrible on the road. Yes, they beat Portland. Congratulations, but you're missing so many pieces. Valanciunas is probably not going to play. Alvarado and Nance. Your centers are Hernan Gomez and Jackson Hayes. Is are those your only two centers for this game?
I think so.
I mean, do you get bold and try to take a double double with either guy? I mean, I'm tempted by it. But you have no
I don't think I
centers.
would take a I don't think I would take a double double with Hayes, but I would just, take his 10 plus rebounds for plus money probably.
Yeah. But I can't take New Orleans. They're missing so many guys. I think that Golden State is going to continue to ride the home court advantage, and I think this line's too short. Plus, Golden State was down a bunch at halftime, and they were up by a bunch after three. They pulled all the
Mhm.
starters because they were up by 20 and change with a couple minutes to go. So they got a little bit of off time there at the end. But give me Golden State at home with a short number against an awful road team.
Is there any way I can talk myself in New Orleans?
The only way you talk yourself into it is if you're concerned about fatigue. But Golden State once again 26-7 at home. I'm not gonna. New Orleans is 11-21 on the road, straight up.
Yeah. Dang, this is. Mm, I'm gonna say New Orleans plus 4.5. My gut's telling me to take it. My gut's telling me that the starters, Brandon Ingram, and because when you think about it, all right, Draymond, you still feel confident as a defender. I still don't feel confident in Klay Thompson as a defender.
Well,
And if
you
I'm looking
shouldn't. He's
at
not a great defensive player.
yeah, not anymore. But like, I just don't see. I don't see how they keep up with both CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram, who look like they're trying to heat up a little bit, and this game's going to mean a lot.
What Ingram have 40 last game, I think.
Something like that. Both of these guys are heating up, and ultimately, I don't trust a lot of pieces on this team. I really don't. But where I think New Orleans actually has an advantage over Golden State is even without Jonas Valanciunas, and it goes down tremendously without him. I still think they have an advantage on the boards, and I still think that when it comes to guarding the best players, there is nobody that is going to be able to guard Brandon Ingram or CJ McCollum. Whereas you still have Herb Jones, you still have Dyson Daniels coming off the bench, you still have some pieces that really get up defensively for New Orleans. So if you're telling me that this is a closer game and maybe Golden State, pulls out championship mentality and is able to get this win, but I think New Orleans is coming out here at this point in the season saying we've got to throw everything we can in every single game and somehow hold on to this play-in spot. So I'm gonna go with New Orleans plus 4.5. I think you're gonna see a really, really invigorated New Orleans team where even if they lose, they're gonna keep this close.
Okay. I'm going to go with Golden State, but that's just where I stand.
Total sitting at 230.5. I like the over. Because I think New Orleans comes to play today. So I like the over.
The only concern I have is based on Golden State potentially being fatigued, but defensively, they've given up less than 106 in 4 straight games, all at home. I think I'm going to go with the under. New Orleans offensively has still not been good. They just capitalized on a bad Portland defense. I think I'm going to go with the under in this one.
Yeah. No, I'm still on over. I think New Orleans. Well, what's the New Orleans team total? Mm. No, because I prefer to have Golden State in there as well. Yeah, just give me the over 230.5. I like that. All right. Let's see here. Next game on the slate. Oh wait, player props. Player props. Any props that you have? I already said that I'm heavy on Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum in this game. Just think that I'm going with the two best players that really, really should have a perfect matchup between them.
I think I am looking at Clay in this matchup. I actually liked his under threes yesterday because the Clippers have done a good job historically of defending him. I think Clay is going to have a big game here. Poole had a 30 and change. I think that tonight might be Clay's night. But I am considering the rebound numbers for either Hernan Gomez or Hayes because Plumlee had 18 rebounds in the first half yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
18? I have to at least point it out that Golden State's still not a good rebounding team. You think Looney eats on the glass today? No matter who they use as a center for New
He's got to
Orleans,
be
and
out.
none of
He's
them.
going to have to be out there because they're still going to have size. Like they still have a lot of
Yeah,
size on the court, so he's going to have to stay out there. All right. I'm not sold on Looney just yet. Maybe as the day goes on, I might buy myself into it, but not yet. All right. Before we get to the next game, got to talk to you about the official online sportsbook of Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and that is WinBet. March Madness is almost here, and you have so many ways to get down. You can do NBA, NHL, XFL. Like I said, college basketball tournament season is going. Make sure you fade the North Carolina A&T Aggies today. Fade my guys. I love them. Those are my guys. They are ready to get to the crib and start spring break. Stony Brook plus money. Let's go. Sign up today and receive a special offer. Bet $100, get $100, limited to state availability. And you also have the $1,000 biggest long shot parlay of the week, where if you hit the longest parlay of the week, you can get $1,000 free credit. So much choose from. All you have to do is head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Offers subject to change. Terms conditions at winbet.com. Must be 20 or older and present in state where play through WinBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And while you're betting March Madness, make sure you get a first half unders t-shirt from the SGPN merch store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. And you can get 10% off when you spend over $40. Just use promo code MADNESS, MADNESS, and you will get 10% off your purchase of $40 or more. Store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. All right, next game on the slate. This should be really quick. Maybe it's not. The Los Angeles Clippers are playing Sacramento Kings in Sacramento. Kings are laying 7 now. I want you to know that this line was at 6 when we started the podcast. It is now at 7. 239.5 is the total. That's come down a point from 240 injury report for these two teams. And I'm not going to have much to tell you about the Clippers other than the fact that they've already said that Kawhi Leonard is not playing and Paul George expects to play. Other than that, moving on to Sacramento Kings, you have De'Aaron Fox, who's questionable with the wrist injury, and Rashawn Holmes, who is questionable with an illness. Is there any way, any shape, any form, any possibility of you taking the Los Angeles Clippers in this spot?
No, absolutely not. This team is a team that I've been roasting for a while, and I was harsh on them, and yet you were even harsher. Nothing has changed. They're on a back-to-back again. They're terrible in the second half of games, and the Kings ended up beating them in double overtime in a game that the Clippers should have won. But no, the only argument you could have is that if Fox is still out, then maybe you can give a case for the Clippers, but I can't do it. The Clippers are a team that I can't trust even with leads. Fatigue's going to be an issue. And the Kings at home, come on, they got to light the beam. Give me Sacramento.
Oh, I'm positive the beam is getting lit. It's just at the point we missed 4 points. This line opened up at -3. There's
Doesn't
nobody
surprise.
betting the
It doesn't
Clippers.
surprise me. I mean,
It doesn't. I mean, Kawhi is out. They already have freaking scoring. Well, just I
I can't even
mean,
roast Kawhi. By the way, he's actually played several back-to-backs lately, so he's actually
I
trying.
know they no they were really like hoping they got a win so they could slide that Kawhi out on the injury report, and they still are not able to do it because they're on 4 and
Actually, I take it back. He hasn't played back-to-backs, but because they haven't had any, but he has played each of the last 6 games, which might be
that's a record.
a
That is a
record for the
record.
last couple of years. So,
Okay. All right.
are you pivoting to Paul George if with Kawhi being out?
Oh no, my pivot was to Norman Powell.
Okay. He was
My pivot
terrible
was a
last game. He's kind of in
I
a shooting
know.
slump now, so keep an eye on it. But
I know, but my pivot was to Norman Powell. Paul George is really pissing me off.
do you think it's fitting
Uh,
that he did an interview with JJ Redick and he said that he doesn't view himself as a number one guy, and then the game after he goes like 5 for 15? Is
shoot,
that a coincidence?
no,
I'm just gonna throw it out there. He
it's a
basically
terrible
said like I
mindset.
don't view myself as the main guy on a team, and then he immediately goes like 30% from the floor, 33% from the floor.
I don't
So
think you want to hear that from a top 15 player in the league.
I think he's right. I'm not used to hearing people be that honest. Usually
Yeah,
you hear people say they're the
there's a
best player in the
guy.
league.
There's a guy in golf that talks like that all the time. I just watched the freaking special on Netflix. What was it? Joe Dahmer, something like that. Jeff Dahmer, something like that.
Daman? Yeah.
Daman, is that? I don't know. It's just some guy who's actually like he's a PGA guy, and he's first of all, if you're in the PGA, you're good. But he's like, oh yeah, I'm never like a top 30 guy. I'm like top 100 or whatever. And I'm like, wait, what?
Was he the
Who
guy that
talks
said
like
I have to
this?
keep working out to be like the 71st best? Like, because somebody's got to be the 71st best golfer?
Yeah, yeah, that's him. That is him, Daman. Yeah. Oh my god. Like, how do you talk like that? That is
That's just funny,
insane.
though. That's just a hell of a soundbite.
And then he
But
had like he went like he placed like sixth in a freaking major, and it was like, dog. And they were literally asking him, they're like, "Do you believe like you're like one of the best golfers now because you're really good?"
and that was recorded before Rom was winning every tournament. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. All right. No, I can't get me off of the Clippers. Only way I could say bet the Clippers if you take them in the first half.
You mean you
I
can't
think
get
they,
on the Clippers?
yeah, I can't get on the Clippers. Uh, if you feel like that you want to go against the public, I would go. And I promise you, public's all over this. So that's the only reason I'm not officially locking up Sacramento -7 because everybody's ballooned the number up. But if there is a way that you want to back the Clippers and you're looking for some way somehow to bet Clippers today, I would probably just take them in the first half and avoid a second half meltdown by any cost.
Do you think the Clippers actually guard Malik Monk this time?
Yes.
What do you have, 45 off the bench?
If you're asking me if I think Monk is coming out and doing another 45,
No,
no,
I'm
I do
asking if you
not.
think he scores like 15 or 20.
Possibly.
Okay, making
Because the
sure.
Clippers defense has not been good. Like
Yep.
they traded away like their sneaky good defenders, and now they have people that actually don't care about defense at all,
And if
aka
Zubac doesn't
Bones
play, by
Island.
the way, I'm all over Plumlee rebounds.
Yeah, 100%. I would just take the starter. Whoever. is end up starting at center position, just take the
I don't
rebounds.
know about Zubac. I think Zubac is in a decent matchup, but with the injuries he's facing, with how well Plumlee's played, I am concerned that his minutes might get cut into. Because
Okay.
Plumlee did play well yesterday. It wasn't his fault they lost. And Plumlee gives them more versatility, and we know that the Kings want to run. So since they want to play up tempo, Zubac might get killed in transition. So I think I'm out on Zubac if he starts.
All right. I I mean, I'm telling you to take the under because the last game was like 300 plus points.
I think I'd
And
rather take the
typically,
Clippers team total under.
yeah, I like
I'm
that.
meeting the middle because I'm not sure they're going to get any stops in this game. But with Kawhi being out too, I'm not going to take the Clippers to go over, but I will lean to the Kings. So give me the Clippers team total under if I had to pick an under because the first two meetings the Clippers scored less than 112.
hmm Yeah, I like that. You're never gonna get me, opposing you on the Clippers team total under. So I like that play a lot. All right, last game of slate, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road going to play Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers are laying 228 is the total injury report for these two teams, and we have Jalen Noel's questionable for the Timberwolves. Cat is still on IR. Anthony Davis is probable. D'Angelo Russell is out. Dennis Schroeder is probable. LeBron James, is on IR.
Malik Beasley revenge game, even though he's already been on a different team since then, but still.
I was like, wait, what? My gear,
Vanderbilt revenge
yeah,
game.
my gears wasn't turning. My
You have a
gears wasn't
Beasley
turning.
game. You have a Vanderbilt could be in line for a decent revenge game here, but same story as what we talked about. But still, a lot of former Timberwolves that are on the Lakers. I'm on the Lakers. I'm not going to spend much time on this. They've
I'm
actually been
trying
playing
to I'm
decently.
trying to not take the Lakers, but like they are playing like pretty
They're playing
decent
better.
ball. What does Anthony Davis do against Rudy Gobert? Let me look at that.
Probably a lot. I saw his rebounds were 12 and a half. I like the over. He's had like 15 plus, and I forgot the exact number. I think it was 4 of his last 6, 5 of his last 7. He's had at least like 15 rebounds. So he's done very well. Minnesota is another team that I don't like because I don't trust them late in games. And Edwards could have a big game, but they don't have enough offensive firepower. You're looking at Conley, who's basically washed at this point.
Mhm.
McDaniels is okay. I think he's actually a pretty good player. Anderson I like, but he's not a great offensive player either. And Gobert's Gobert. They really don't have many scoring options. That's the problem I have with this Minnesota
But
team.
somehow they be finding ways. Like that's where also they be confusing me because somehow they be finding ways to score, and I'd be like, "What is going on here?" Uh, where am I at? Okay, so last meeting between Anthony Davis and Rudy Gobert, Anthony Davis only played 17 minutes, but he had 17 points. So I'm just gonna let that be known. You got a 39-minute, 42 and 12 for Anthony Davis. You got a 26-minute, 26 points for Anthony Davis. 32 minutes, 21 and 7. This looks like pretty decent numbers. Nothing spectacular. He's probably gonna cook Rudy Gobert more than likely. Uh, yeah,
I
yeah.
really
I
don't
think I'm
want
gonna
to take
just go
I,
like
yeah,
I
I
don't
can't.
I don't want to take. I just don't want to take Minnesota. I think that's really it. If I had to pick the lesser of two evils, I'd probably just go ahead and take the Lakers.
I think we're on the same page here.
Yeah, I really don't. I can't get behind Minnesota right now. And what are they on the road? 12 and 18. Yeah, I'm fine. Let's just go Lakers. Lakers really need this. Even though Minnesota's won the last four, easy to see a tie turn. All right, I want the Lakers. I've decided. Totals at what I say his total was at 228.
This one I find interesting because I said the Thunder are a horrible defensive team, so I'm not going to overreact to the score in that one. Minnesota defensively, or just their games, have been kind of low scoring. 3 of the last 4 have had less than 221. And the one that went over was against Charlotte with LaMelo. So, that was a high paced team. Uh,
I'm taking under. I feel pretty confident in
I
this
think I'm
under.
going to lean under, but I don't feel that confident in it. I think I feel better about Minnesota team total under again because I really don't like their offense.
I feel pretty confident in that actually because if you just, I mean,
You have Vanderbilt and AD in the middle. Like, I don't think Minnesota is going to generate much in the paint this game. So I think I'm on Minnesota team total under.
you have Minnesota last 5 games, 108, 104, 113 to Charlotte, 106 to
And 113
Washington.
to Charlotte's not good, for the
That's
record.
really, really not good. Like that's why I made sure to say Charlotte in that one. That's really, really not good. And then you have the 124-point game to Dallas, who is really, really bad defensively. And as you were talking there, 123 is OKC. Okay, cool. 109 to Memphis. All right, that's a little bit more our speed. 111 to Dallas.
That's horrible,
That's
by the way.
that's not
That's
impressive.
horrible.
That is not impressive at all. And then you have, the outliers towards the end with Golden State at 124 and 120 to New Orleans. But for the most part, I guess maybe they're going. You still kind of expect that. Like those two aren't really two good defensive teams,
No, and Golden
especially
State plays fast, so you get more.
especially those games were on the road for New Orleans and Golden State, and those are their worst spots. So really, I don't think that the Lakers are doing that well scoring wise right now either. I feel pretty good about an under in this game. I'm not gonna lie. I like the under 228. All right, is Anthony Edwards. I just when do you ever? I feel like I need to do more homework on Minnesota because there's got to be another prop on Minnesota wise that is actually like you feel really really good betting it other than Anthony Davis. I mean not Anthony Davis, then Anthony Edwards.
I mean, he's the only guy that really scares you if you're a defense. I really think the Conley trade made no sense. And I'm not a D'Angelo Russell guy. I acknowledge that he's talented, but I don't think he's exactly a winning player. I've said it before. Conley's a grown up. He has chemistry with Gobert. I get it. Have they just not been watching Conley for the last 2, 3 years? He can't score.
Yeah, he's father time is definitely getting to him. I agree.
So I they don't have any options here. I think if you want to go for potentially sneaky play, Kyle Anderson double double. He's had a lot of really solid plus price double doubles that he's had, and somebody's going to have to rebound the ball for this team. Gobert might get in foul trouble dealing with AD, who might get to the line a lot. If you want to go for a serious long shot here, of course you can go with Vanderbilt if you want to go for a revenge game against the team that he used to play for, but I really do think Kyle Anderson's double doubles have been worth a look lately because his price for those are insanely high. And just to read off the actual price for double double for Anderson in this game, Anderson double doubles plus 1,000.
Hmm.
He had a double double last game against the Clippers. Took a rebound with 1 second left to get there, but still, Anderson's had a couple of double doubles here and there. 10-1 is really just a bargain price for me. Looking at the last 2 games, 12-10, 12-9, even at a 9-12 game against Golden State on February 1st. He had a string of 3 straight double doubles in January. 10-1. That's a pretty nice price, in my opinion. But that's my serious long shot option.
I'm going to go. His line isn't up. It may not ever be up, but if he does get a line, I'm going Nas Reed over on points. I don't know what the line would be set at, but it can't be that high with him coming off the bench. And if I know anything about this Lakers team, they duck center smoke. Their best center ducks center smoke. Like so at the they give up a lot of points to the center position, and I don't trust Rudy Gobert to ever take a Rudy Gobert prop. So I feel comfortable with Nas Reed coming off the bench and giving me 10 points or whatever. So, and he's had some really good games in the past 3 games. So I'll be looking out for Nas Reed prop and see if they drop that because I could feel pretty good about him getting some easy buckets on the second unit. All right. I think that is it for our slate here. Before we get to Lock a Dog, I got to talk to you again about Talkify. Talkify. Look, life is full of what ifs. So if you're trying something new when it comes to dating, Talkify is the actual best way for you to do it. They are one of the country's number one modern matchmaking services that help you achieve relationship success. I've already told you about the SGPN challenge. So if there are any of our teammates that are listening to this, you guys have the opportunity to get your first date comped by the company. And guess what? They didn't put a limit on it. So if you want to fly her out to Vegas for the first weekend of March Madness, do it. Because guess what? Sean and Ryan were funny enough not to put in any type of stipulation to this other than they're paying for the first date. Noah, I'm talking to you. I really,
I
really
might
have
get
faith in
fired
you.
for giving out that idea.
Yeah, for the most part. And then they take, your paycheck and use it to pay for the date.
Yeah.
All right. 80% of their clients have met their match in the first 12 matches. Right now, Talkify is offering our listeners 20% off when you become a client at talkify.com/SGPN. That is TAWKIFY.com/SGPN for 20% off when you become a client. All right, Scott, lock and dog. Let's do this. For my lock, I am going with Utah +1. That's my lock.
I thought
For
that was
my
going to be your default dog. But
no, that's not juicy enough for a dog. That is such a baby dog. That's not even plus money anymore. It's minus 102 if
it
you're
doesn't
at
even
like
count as plus money. That's just
yeah, like
unfortunate.
plus one is like it could be either way. That's not a dog. That's not a dog. All right, +1 for my dog. I'm gonna go with don't feel comfortable with the Pelicans on the road to take them at plus money, but Denver is really good at home, so I don't want to take Grizzlies at plus money either. I could do the Heat. I feel pretty decent about the Heat, but the Knicks on a winning streak. Uh, no confidence in the Bulls to just go ahead and assume that plus money is going to be free over there. All right, I'm going with the Hornets plus 150. I'll take the Hornets.
All right. So for my lock on this episode, trying to think of what my favorite play was because there were a couple that I was tempted by. Um, what do I want to go with here? Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go with a simple one. I'm going to go with the Trailblazers and Hawks over in
Okay.
that one. I just see a bunch of points. I don't see any defense being played. We saw that first matchup lane 254 and Trey didn't even play. Lillard might drop 50. It wouldn't surprise me. New Orleans scored 121 against this awful Portland defense, and Atlanta's defense, since they made the coaching change, they've allowed 119 plus points in each of their 3 games since the All-Star break. I see a lot of points in this game. So give me the over. I think you'll see a track meet breakout between these teams. And for my dog on the podcast, you know what? I think I'm going to go with an alt line on that Utah game. I'm going to cheat. So I don't know. We're going to test some things out because technically Utah would be a dog
Are
here,
you
but I would
teasing
be.
over 0?
I'm mentioning. No, I
Are
was
you
talking about getting
teasing
Utah
over?
like minus like 3.5 or
Yeah,
something.
you're teasing over 0.
Yeah, basically. But I think that it makes sense, especially with how good Utah's been as a dog in general. If you want to count the 1 point underdog spot, I can't believe like 4 points of line movement came in on OKC when this team can't stop anybody. But for me, looking at the alt lines that I can get, I'll take Utah minus 3.5 at plus 125.
All right. I see a plus 130 for you,
I'll
actually.
take plus 130. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Sold.
no problem. All right. Other than that, you have it. We basically have the same picks.
I'm assuming you agree about that Portland over, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm playing that tonight. So I'm playing all of this. This is. I really like this slate that we have.
And my long shot pick of the night, I guess, would be like Kyle Anderson double double. I'm not sure how realistic it is, but 10-1 for a guy that's had one last game and he had 9 rebounds the game prior. I think there's some value on that.
Do I? Oh yeah. Well, we got the birthday game to look forward to too. That could be something.
Could
There's
be.
101 bet out there, so we could definitely do that. All right. Anything else for people before we get up out of here?
No. I got nothing else to add. You can find me on Twitter, Rice Show Radio. Besides that, did a tennis podcast this morning. Gonna have another one tomorrow, and then yeah, keep them busy. Gonna have another one after that, actually. So yeah, a lot of tennis content for me over the weekend, and it means a lot of content for you because it's all on Spotify. It's all free to listen to. And besides that, you can find me on Twitter, Rice Show Radio.
Is there an overnight tennis bet I can get down on?
Overnight, no. Unfortunately, the 4 a.m. matches have ended because
Oh,
they are so late in the tournament. The matches start at 8 a.m. now. So keep an eye on it, but you can bet some early morning tennis action.
might have to get down on some early morning tennis action for tomorrow to get me right before, college basketball Saturday. Catch me on a pregame show of the college basketball experience on
You have any
YouTube.
futures for conference tournaments set up already?
Ooh, I haven't. I was planning on doing it live on
I have
Saturday.
one that I got from Kobe when I was listening to the show. I took Milwaukee to win the Horizon League
Oh,
at
okay.
10-1, and they ended up beating Wright State yesterday. So they're still hanging in there, but I really wish Detroit Mercy would have beaten Youngstown because the 1 seed would have been eliminated. But
Yeah.
my only future right now, I got Milwaukee at 10-1. Are they going to win? Probably
And
not,
guess what?
but
They're at
yeah,
5-1 right now, so you already are winning.
yeah.
Let's see here. So, looking at the tournaments that are starting today, Charleston at -115. I really like they have such a good draw. Like everybody that beat them uh in the conference is on the opposite side of the draw, I'm pretty sure.
I
So
think
they're like
Charleston's like the second or third best mid major. I mean, I think that Florida Atlantic team is
and
solid.
they're liable not to make the tournament if they don't win this. Like I just have a hard time believing that Charleston's not winning the CAA.
I
So
hope
I
they
would
do. The team's fun.
yeah, I would lay money there. You gotta get down on I know it hasn't gotten to the Big East preview yet, but you gotta get down on Villanova plus 650. Uh
I don't trust any team in the Big East. At least Villanova's playing actual basketball now.
they got their best player back. They're gonna be
And
straight.
they
And
got more
then
back, right?
yeah. And so what were the other ones that they were talking about? Oh yeah, the SoCon. I'm on UNCG plus 280 and sprinkle on Chattanooga at 19-1.
Okay. I don't mind Chattanooga.
And then if you for WCC, Kobe and all of them are going to tell you to bet LePepe, LePew. Um, I think it's Gonzaga and St. Mary. Like, I'm not wasting my time with the long shots in WCC. That tournament is set up for Gonzaga and St. Mary to have the best possible odds.
As
So,
it should be.
all right, that's enough. Got to give people their time back. Check out the college experience on Saturday. I will have a whole long list of the futures that I'm all playing because I'll probably be betting them as we talk about them live on Saturday. Plus, we got the games this weekend, UNC versus Duke this weekend. Really, really big weekend college basketball. And what Selection Sunday is next weekend, I believe. So we're rolling. We're rolling into March. Other than that, I really don't have anything else. Make sure you are tapping into everything in the network. He talked about tennis. You got hockey that's been doing really, really well. I've seen the reviews there. Got MMA this weekend with John Jones. Check out their podcast on that. Tap into everybody. Arnold Palmer this weekend. That's going on right now, actually, with golf. So everything in the network. NASCAR. Make sure, during the off season of football, just take in all the great content because there's really a lot of winners and everywhere. Other than that, I really don't have anything else to say. Nothing else to do. Make sure you like this video before you exit out. Like all you have to do is hit the like button and then exit
If
out of
you
the
don't
screen.
leave us a review, you're a coward. And if you don't like the
Yes.
video, you're a coward too.
Yes.
So
Matter
there
of
you go.
fact, if you just don't do everything I ask you to do, you're pretty much a coward. So
Mhm.
I'm just letting you know that there. And
Peer
I didn't say
pressure.
that. I didn't say it. The listener said that. I didn't say it. It's
I
not
gave
coming
you
from
a I
us.
gave you a Ponzi scheme on how to get a free trip to Vegas. Come on. Like that's got to be worth something.
Oh my gosh. All right. Nothing else say, nothing else do. I have no other way of ending the podcast. We're going to end it like this. We are out of here.